Alright, so welcome back to Mountain Time Story Time. We took a little break because Mama was a little bit overwhelmed because Emma Jean has been asking all kinds of questions, but who can blame her? They've never heard this story. So now Mama said, let's start again. But Emma Jean didn't let that last long. She butts in and says, why didn't they let Mary name her own baby? This makes no sense. What did that angel do? Just walk up and one day and say, hey, his name's gonna be Jesus? Yes, Mama had said, and she went right on trucking. She didn't bother worrying about explaining it. She was in a hurry to get finished. But, of course, Alice Windlekin had to open her big old mouth. I know what the angel said that night. Alice piped up. She said, his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and the Prince of Peace. I could have hit her. We all know that's in the Bible, and we know that's true. And we know it's true of Jesus. But really, my God, Emma Jean had said. He's never going to get out of the first grade if he has to write down all that stuff on his papers. Poor kid. There was a big crash in the back of the church as if somebody had dropped all the collection plates. But that's not what it was. It was Miss Hopkins, the preacher's wife. She had dropped a whole tray of silverware. Oh, I'm sorry, she said. I was just passing by and I just wanted to take a sneak peek. Would you like to sit down and watch our pageant? My mom had said. Oh, no, no, Miss Hopkins had said. Miss Hopkins couldn't seem to take her eyes off of Emma Jean. I better go back and check on the applesauce cake. You did not have to say that, I told Alice. All that about wonderful and everlasting Father and Counselor and all that good stuff. Why not? Alice said. I thought Emma Jean wanted to know. By that time, everybody was hot and tired, and most of the baby angels had to go to the bathroom, so Mama said we could take another 5-minute recess. We were exhausted. And then we'll start over, she said, looking sort of hopeless. And we'll go straight through, right? Surely we will, just once. Well, we never did go straight through all the way. The 5-minute recess turned out to be a humongous mistake because it stretched into 15 minutes. And Emma Jean spent the whole time smoking cigars back there in the girls' bathroom in one of the Johns. And that's when Miss Homer McCarthy goes back there, opens the door to the girls' bathroom, and smells something funny, and then she saw smoke. She runs right out of the church and calls up the fire department. Here we are singing on Angels We Have Heard on High. And here we are when we sing Angels We Have Heard on High. Next thing you know, the fire department's coming into the church house. Sirens are blaring, the red lights are flashing. The firemen hurried on in, made us all go outside, and they dragged a big old hose right through the front door looking for a fire to put out. The street was full of baby angels crying. The shepherds climbing all over the fire truck, of course. And we all remember who those shepherds were, right? And the firemen and all the ladies of the potluck committee and neighbors came out to see what was going on. And Preacher Hopkins ran over from the parsonage in his pajamas and bathrobe. Nobody had known what was happening, including the Hermans. But I guess they figured it must have been their fault, whatever it was, so they just up and left. Why in the world did you call the fire department? Mother had asked Miss McCarthy when she finally heard the whole story. Because there was smoke in the bathroom and it was full and thick of it. It couldn't have been, Mother had said. You just got excited. Didn't you know it was cigar smoke? Come on. Miss McCarthy then stared at her. No, I didn't. I didn't expect to find cigar smoke in the bathroom of a church. She whirled around and marched right back on into that kitchen. But by that time, the kitchen was fuller of more smoke because while everybody was out on the street milling around looking for a fire that didn't need to be put out because it didn't even exist, the applesauce cake had burned up. Of course, the ladies on the potluck committee were mad about that. Miss McCarthy was mad, and Alice said her mama would be good and mad when she heard about what was going on. Most of the baby angels' mamas were mad because they couldn't find out what had happened. And somebody said Miss Hopkins was so mad because Preacher Hopkins, her husband, was out running around town right there in the parking lot in his bathrobe. It turned out to be just one great big sinful act that Alice Wendelken had been hoping for. Miss Wendelken read Alice's notes, got on the telephone that very night, and called up everybody she could think of in the Ladies' Aid and the Women's Society. And then she called most of the flower committee and all the Sunday school teachers and, of course, Preacher Hopkins. I guess she didn't know that he was there going through it all. And Preacher Hopkins came to see Mama. I can't make head nor tail of it, he says. Some people said they set fire to the ladies' room. Some people said they set fire to the kitchen. One lady even told me that Emma Jean threw a flower pot over at Ralph. Miss Wendelken says that all they do is talk about sex. Miss Wendelken said that all they do is talk about sex and underwear. That was Hobie Carmichael, my mama had said. They were the ones talking about underwear. And they didn't set fire to anything in that at all in the church. The only fire that was there was the one in the kitchen where the potluck committee had let their applesauce cake burn up. Well, Preacher Hopkins said he was looking very unhappy about the whole thing. The whole church is in an uproar. Do you think we should call off the pageant? Certainly not, my mom had said. It's going to be the best Christmas pageant we have ever had. Of all the lies that my mom had told so far, this was the biggest. It was like General Custer saying, come on, bring on the Indians. Maybe so, Preacher Hopkins said. I'm just afraid that nobody will come to see it. He was wrong. Everybody came to see it just to see what the Herdmans would do. All right. So that is chapter 6. We are now at chapter 7, the night of the play. So you need to bring your popcorn, bring your chocolate, whatever it is you munch on during a good movie. Come here with bells on. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you tomorrow.